So yes, we were just talking about Angron and what a tank he actually is.
So really, that's kind of to sum it up. Yeah, he's got a really sad story.
Yeah, we
But
should maybe
he's-
mention Khan as well, actually.
Do we want to bring that in? He's a whole different. He's like
Let's just say,
one thing. At least this relates to. There's so many things that relate from Khan to him, but the one thing that I think is awesome about the Khan and Angron is, like Lorgar, Khan was the one person able to go into a room with him toe to toe, stand there, talk to him whilst he's in a fit of a rage, and not get his head smashed into
well,
smithereens.
actually, there was another person, the shipmistress.
Yes. Oh, well,
remember her
again,
name.
she. No, that's gonna really annoy me.
So, Latara, she's another one that actually is able to put Angron semi in his place.
Yeah.
She doesn't take
Just-
she doesn't take shit from him.
Just to stand toe to toe with him, really, without fear of being completely annihilated, which is just badass in so many levels. Like, she deserves her own video. She's
Yeah, she's badass.
for a traitor. And again, is she a traitor? Because really, she's just kind of following.
She's a traitor, Robert.
Yeah. So she,
traitor.
okay, but yeah, for a traitor, she's one of the few that is just
overall-
super cool.
Overall summary of Angron then.
Really sad story. It sucks to be him.
But an interesting dude.
But well, he gets a bit one-liner.
Yeah.
He's an angry man. He can't let go of the past.
But I think his past is the interesting part, like
Yeah.
what drives him.
Yeah, and again, manipulated too easily. by
And the
Lorgar.
butcher's nails obviously drive
Yeah.
him. But
Yeah.
that's a different story.
Yeah.
So we'll go on to we'll go on to the 13th Legion now, which is
Hated by so many
Booty
people.
Gilman.
but
Hated by everyone, considered to be the
but
poster
weird-
boys
but-
of
but-
Warhammer. But
weirdly, we both like him.
yeah, I think
It's very rare you get two people sitting next to each other who actually both like Gulliman.
Gilliman is actually awesome. Everyone gives him like complete shit, but I'm just like, Gilliman is. I think he's got almost everything. Like he's tanky. He's a Primarch, so he's tanky. But you know, he had him and the Lion fought Conrad. He fought Lorgar and Angron on his
at
own.
the same time and survived.
Yeah, I mean,
He
like,
got beat, but
he got
survived.
beat. But he was fighting too.
Yeah.
But he's. I think he's brilliant.
Who cares about Morty, Dave? For the millionth
Would
time.
you shut up about Morty? No one cares about Morty. Mortarian.
Exactly. Who's Morty?
Yeah, Morty. It's a disease. He's the disease of Warhammer.
No, he's
He's a stone's throw of Fulgrim.
the fact that the guy can just he's gone through so much, right?
Yeah.
Like he's a fighter, he's a tactician, and he's sort of a
Statesman.
diplomat and statesman, yeah, and all at the same time. And everyone hates him for that for some reason but really you look at it and you go, this guy is awesome
Yeah.
in every way. And like, don't get me wrong, he can have his little faults and quirks, and like, I don't know what's a nice politically correct way to say it, but yeah, he can be stuck in his own head. But he, like, the fact that he can juggle all three of those positions with next to nobody to rely on because he's envious or sort of challenged by his brothers in a certain sense, and they all look at him in a certain way of, you just want the War Master position, you just want to be Emperor, when in actual fact all he's trying to do is maintain that order that his father put in place.
Yeah.
In my opinion, obviously it's all opinion based, but
And there's
the
a
way
lot
I
of
see
there's
it,
a lot of stuff around him. You know, there's his relationship with the Lion. Him and the Lion both have the secrets. They both try and, I wouldn't say outdo each other.
it's an envious sort of they admire and envy each other at the same time in equal parts. Like, they both want to be each other to some degree. You know, it's.
But I think the Gilliman knows when to lie down. So like when they formed in Imperium Secundus, Gilliman said like, it can't be me, and obviously he said it can't be the Lion because the lion's a douchebag. But you know, he was like, Sangue, like you take the role as emperor, I'll take the role as statesman, and the lion.
Well, the thing is, he was so glad it was a lion turned up.
Oh yeah, well,
because he was being, from every corner, he was being pushed into do it now from his advisors, which is essentially his mother. It's not his mother, but essentially his mother was pushing him into that. But he resisted it because of that fear of, oh, my brothers always think I want this for me, I want this for me. But really, he was just trying to create some semblance of order to try and maintain what his father had created till he could find out if it was there still. And
I think he's quite a selfless Primarch.
Yeah,
and I think he comes across as he looks like he's being selfish, but he's not. But I think he's quite selfless. I think he's trying to do the best. And do you know what? He's still doing the best, and all the way up to the 40k era. You know, he's now running essentially the show. He's not met the line yet, but he's still putting a huge shift in. Huge shift. He's putting that in.
But I think he's just vastly sort of booed just because he is that poster child, like Ultramarine poster child, you know.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's not. The reason they're that good is because they are drilled to expect everything and react to everything.
And you know, Horus on the Siege of Terror is shitting himself because Horus is like, if we don't do this now, Gilliman's coming up behind me.
Yeah.
And you know, like, and you add Gilliman into the situation as well. Well, his man, because he had the biggest legion. Again, conspiracy as to why he's got the biggest legion, but he turns up with. If he turned up, then that was game over for the heretics.
Yeah, which is why again they had to do a old Romeo, Julius Caesar, not Romeo. Romeo and Juliet. Julius Caesar on him and stab him in the back whilst at the feast. Yeah, that's a different Primarch again. Cut down.
I just keep popping up.
It's just such an easy target because he's.
I'm gonna say this now. I actually think Rabuti Gilliman is. I think he's awesome. I think he's up there.
Solid. He's one of my top three. I think you can't fault him. The dude fought Angron and Lorgar together. He survived assassination from Malfarius' legions, unarmed, unarmored, you know, completely unexpected, and still managed to survive it, albeit by a ball hair. But he survived the vacuum of space. I mean, and all while every single thought immediately after was, how do I get back on track? How do I react to this?
Yeah.
How do we get things moving back in our way? Like, you can hate him as much as you like, but really all you're hating is somebody who's good at their job, and he's undoubtedly amazing at his job, which is just being.
I actually think he's a great Primarch. Yeah. And I think he's a great example. And I think if many of the traitors had followed his example, we wouldn't be in the mess we are today. Yeah. So we'll go on next to the 14th Primarch, who's another bitch. His name is Mortarion. I can see Dave fuming at the corner of my eye.
Coiling in rage.
So, Mortarion, again, feels he got dealt a bad hand because basically his father saved him and he's upset that his daddy saved him. I mean, if anything, I think he's an irresponsible child.
He's just such a sour-faced piece of...
Not upset. He's not upset.
He's just like constantly like, woe is me, death guard, blah 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 blah, walk forward, march forward, blah 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 blah. Oh, he's done nothing. He's useless. For me, I find him infuriating. Like, he has no character. There's no personality there. He's just an angry little man. The only time he's moderately cool is when he's speaking to the Khan, and he says, "What do you think if we fought?" And the only thing that makes that cool is the fact that Khan was like, I don't know. It's not Morty saying, what do you think if we fought? Because Morty, again, is another one of those Primarchs. Has been bitch slapped so many times.
I know.
You know, he gets bitch slapped in the warp by Drago. I don't know if that's canon or not. It's definitely not Horus heresy, but
We should probably just move on to another Primarch because Morty's boring.
yeah, we don't have much to say about Morty. I mean, again,
seriously though, Death Guard.
they could have initially
Morty
been
brought
cool.
up on Barbarous, and he hates psychers, and then he turned out to be a little bit of a hypocrite.
He's a massive hypocrite. Rage coming through again.
Yeah.
He's the biggest hypocrite of them all. I hate psychers. I'm a psyker. I hate tyranny. Oh, I'm a tyrant. Instead of being worried about slaves with drugs, I'm going to create zombies. It's just everything about him. Just it's
He
like
didn't create zombies. No.
I'm getting the feeling you don't like him. Very
yeah,
much.
no, I'm a massive fan of Morty. I don't have much good things
It's alright.
to say about him.
But he's got a cool.
Sons.
But he has a cool model.
Does he?
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's like what's it got? Oh, it's got some tentacles in it.
And butterfly wings.
And some wings with holes in it.
It's
Wow.
moth wings.
Oh, yeah, moth.
Yeah,
why moth?
Because they eat
Because
rubbish.
we like them.
Oh,
We're just more.
well, they don't eat rubbish. I've got some good clothes. That
Have you
they
done mine yet?
No, I've not done logo yet.
No.
My son's here. He's I'll talk about that in a second.
I wasn't meant to
He's created a fawn.
Oh, good afternoon, because I'm here.
But yes, back to Mortarion. He feels he got a bad end of the deal, but I think it was. I don't think he got a bad end of the deal. I think he just turned because he had resentment towards the Emperor.
The Emperor. He was more angry that he couldn't kill the warlords.
Do you want to be in this video?
Get it right. Get it right.
No,
He was angry
Robert
at the Emperor.
Davis.
I'm going to go back to my first statement to Dave. Shut up, Dave.
Nobody cares about Morty.
So we've not got much to say about Morty. He's like the second the second Wash Primarch. The Fulgrim's the worst. So we'll go on to the 15th Legion
Which
now.
is actually one of the best.
So we'll go into Magnus, and we will bring up the part again that Magnus did nothing wrong. Okay.
Are you going to say? Well done. I'm
No,
not.
listen.
I'm not going to agree with
Let-
that statement. I love Magnus to
Listen.
pieces. Okay, he's one of my favorites.
Listen,
And
this is what I'm
Thousand
saying.
Suns are one of my
He
favorites.
did nothing, and it was wrong.
Well, it's time for me to go home, ladies and gentlemen. No, I wholeheartedly agree. You did a lot wrong, and that's why that statement's so wrong that you first made initially, because he did a lot wrong. But the thing that makes it so sad is that he did it for all of the right
He
reasons.
did.
And
He tried
it
to
was,
help.
It was just the Space Wolves being overzealous.
No,
and
it was.
it was.
It wasn't. No, because Chaos had two threats. So the two threats, Legion-wise, from Chaos were essentially
Space Wolves
the Space Wolves
Thousand
and the
Suns.
Thousand Suns, and so they were played off against each other in
But
such
that-
a way.
But that order wasn't given from Chaos to go and mess them up.
It was Horus who interfered. Horus sent him to go and to take Magnus.
I thought it came from the Emperor himself and Malcolm.
No, it was Horus sent him to go and restrain because Magnus had tried to stop Horus Tannen. He appeared in Horus's dream.
But to restrain, but not to slaughter the entire world. That's where he got carried away.
Did he though?
Yeah, he got pretty carried away, especially since the defences were all done, because Magnus went, I've gone done fucked up. I made a big mistake. I've got what's coming to me. And he kind of laid down arms. And his sons
Put the
put
shields
the
up.
shields up.
So
Just
they-
before the
So,
defense.
so they actually started
Literally
it.
just
Thousand
before-
Sons are warmongers, and they started it. what
can't
we're saying.
believe you'll so just actively defend.
I think the Space Wolves did a good job in cleansing that planet.
Yeah, they did. They really good job. They exterminated everyone and everything,
And they needed to
created
exterminate
another
them,
Chaos
apart
Legion
from Ezekiel
because
Allen.
they couldn't just go, "Hey mate, I want to come chat to you."
Why would you want to talk to them? The sorcerers did nothing but naughty stuff. Played about with the warp, turned themselves into spawns constantly. I would.
This
I
is
would
where
have-
the ignorant.
I
This
would-
is where that mindset that we talked about way before about like Space Wolves being thought of as sort of savages and idiots. And it comes from this whole story between Thousand Suns and them, because if they had just taken 2 seconds to actually go and speak to him and go, Magnus, come with me. He was already resigned. The thing that made him flip and turn was the fact that you were slaughtered his entire planet.
They needed to go.
He slaughtered his entire planet. That's what made him flip. If he had just gone, come with me, he would have gone. He'd already surrendered. Like, that's just why it's so infuriating.
They put the shields up.
So,
They put the shields up. It's an act of war.
act of what?
It's an act of war.
It's turning up with a fleet is an act of war. Right. So we can go on. Magnus, let's go back on to Magnus, not what he did so wrong and then also so right and was so unjustly done wrong too. Magnus was kick-ass.
He was also he was quite arrogant though.
He was obsessed, okay? I admit it. He was obsessed with knowledge. He thought he could
I mean, he was arrogant of it though.
Yeah, he thought he could do no wrong. He thought he could do whatever he liked, and he had such a mastery over the warp and psychic abilities that he could venture as deep as he wanted and go as far as he wanted with it.
Super powerful the way.
He was so powerful, and that's why I feel he's so unjustly done by, because for somebody that powerful, he should have so much more to him.
But his story's not over.
No, he's not.
He's not.
He's shards. That's how, for me, like I like to consider my Thousand Sons loyalists still.
Your Thousand Sons are not loyalists.
They are loyalists.
Nothing loyal about
They
your
follow a
loyalists.
good shard of Magnus. That's
It's good too, no.
yeah, they do. He
Okay.
works in mysterious ways. And who's to say that Tzitz of all isn't actually good? He works in
You
mysterious
drank
ways.
too much rum.
He works in mysterious
When
ways.
you start saying that Zeech is good,
Look, if you think you know all you know about chaos, and you think all you know about Tzitz, you know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know everything. So,
Anyway, so-
Summoner and Magnus, very powerful.
We
Did
can't-
everything wrong.
Yeah, we talked about one thing. We haven't done no justice to him, but the guy is awesome.
He's a good Primarch to read
He's
about.
done. Yeah, he's done a lot wrong.
He's
And
interesting.
To think that to say he did nothing wrong. You didn't read the book. He did a lot wrong, but he did it for the right reasons, and he was a
Yeah.
great Primarch, and he could have been so good. He was the only one who could have saved Horus, but Horus was already far too gone down that path, which is again, it's another one of those just absolute.
He's
sad
essentially
stories.
became the perfect villain because
Yeah.
he tried to do everything right
Yeah,
for the right reasons, and it turned out that he'd done it wrong, and he's been punished for it. But then now he's just like, right, you
Stuck,
guys can go
yeah.
suck it.
yeah.
This is what I'm doing now.
He's just stuck. He's,
And
yeah,
I think he's
between-
he's an absolute amazing villain for the Horus heresy and 40k universe.
I still don't put it past him being able to return.
I think it's built around all of the Primarchs to be able to have a chance of returning, and I think it's just a matter of time. And Games Workshop are gonna write that into return. I genuinely think that there's gonna be something along the lines where there's a hand extended to each of them to return to the fold.
Out of all of them, Magnus is the easiest to sort of filter that in, with the fact that he is separated in body and soul. Like, he is the easiest one to create that sort of offset for. Like, it could happen, and that's the way I like to think of it, because Magnus deserves that redemption, if that makes sense. In my opinion, if out of all of them, he's the one who deserves a chance to be taken back into that Ember's golden light. and do what he was supposed to and built to do, which is shut chaos down. But yeah, again, nothing bad about to say about that guy. He's pretty sweet. I like him a lot.
So, so we'll go into the 16th Legion now, and Horus Lupercal.
The masturbator.
Yep, Horus Lupercal. So a friend called Ronnie Johnson, who had actually handed me the Horus Heresy book. I think it was Horus Rising's the first one.
Yeah.
I only ever read fantasy lore. And he'd given me this book, and I was like, I'm not really interested in reading any 40k/30k lore. And I think it sat in my chest of drawers for about a year, and I think I ran out of stuff to read, and I picked it up, and I was like, I'll just have a shot of this, and I was engulfed.
Yeah.
From the first chapter, I was just like, what is this? It took me a wee while to figure out what they were talking about, as in, like, you know, when they're talking about cogitators and all the rest of it. But I thought that book was phenomenal, and I really got into Horus Lupercal, and I got into how he was with his Monaval, Garviel Locan, Abaddon, who I hate, by the way, Aximan. Like, I got involved in them, and I thought it was a phenomenal book. And Horus obviously fell. Was it on Davin when he was stabbed by his general buddy? Stabbed him with the weird sword, which was picked up by Erebus.
Yeah. Well, it's placed there by Erebus.
Well, yeah. But he essentially stole it as well, didn't he?
Yeah. It was, well,
he stole it from
to the intersex, that were called. It was the intersex that were stolen it. They stole it from there and gave it to the intersex, placed there for him to take. In which case, he was then stabbed, mortally wounded by it, and then.
But I thought his fall.
Yeah.
And someone, Daryl actually, one of our friends, who's also a member of the crypt, he said that Horus's fall was quite sudden and quick, which, yes, it was. It was written in quite quick. You know, he was stabbed. He was essentially in a coma. Went to Davin and went in the Dream Magnus, tried to save him, etc. But if you look at his attitude through later stories as well about Horus's.
His character was
his character, yeah. He is kind of built to fall, and his reaction to other Primarchs doing well and getting limelight and stuff, like when he first met Russ. There's a little bit of tension there as well. But Russ takes it on the chest.
He didn't like sharing. Basically.
Yeah, he didn't.
He has that good game, and he has a few Primarchs he likes on, but he liked to be number one. He liked to be the best. And that showed, I think, throughout his entire sort of time in the setting. Even so, although he necessarily, in my opinion, it wasn't him who necessarily fell, he put in place, and his character was set to fall, and his Mournival were the ones who shipped him away when they took him to the sort of shaman.
I know, but that was a 50-50 decision, because Locan and
they tried to stop it.
Togaden, they were not overly having much of it, but I mean, it was kind of like outvoted. We need to help him. I think in a way they wanted to help him as well, but you know, it was wrong how it went about, and it was all that as well. It was like, because no one knew about chaos, because they obviously the Emperor had drummed it out everyone.
Apart from Seamus, who's just a totally useless character. I am Seamus.
Who?
I am Seamus.
Oh, Samus.
Samus, that's the one. Seamus, Samus.
Is that not just it's a demon?
It's a demon, yeah, but it's just useless. So that's, I mean, that's all in those books is I am Samus, and that's all he says is I am Samus, and
at least we know his name.
Yeah, he's useless. Yeah. Sorry, give that to the Grey Knights.
I think Horus during his loyalist time was a lovable character, and I think when you're reading about him, especially in that first book, you do engage in him, and you grasp on and you grip onto the fact that he loves his legion and everything, and you grip onto the fact that his legion love him.
It's written really well. Like his sort of his character is sort of his ethos is grandeur. You get sucked into it yourself when you're reading about him. You go, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
When I first read it, I was like, because I knew, again, reading about it, when I first started reading it, I knew he was a baddie, and I was reading it, and I was like, I kind of like this guy. What's going on? What's happening here?
I think that was good skill from Dan Abbott. Though.
Yeah,
It's just like, you know, he makes you want. He describes him in such a way that you do love him. Yeah. You know he's the villain. You know he's the one that goes to the
creates that element of doubt with your loyalist.
And I think that's good writing. Yeah. I think it's really good writing, and I think it's I think Horus as a character, even all the way through to where I've read, you know, there is moments when I'm reading about it and I'm like, I hate you, but I think it's written well enough where you hate him, but you remember him as he was, and you remember how he turned, and I think the stages of his turning are good, and yes, I think he's a complete plank now, obviously, because of how far he's dropped.
The thing is, like, between him and the fact that it shows you how corrupted he had to become what he was. Yeah. So like his love between him and Sanguinius and stuff, like the two of them were the closest than any of them could have become. Like any of the brothers, him and Sanguinius were the closest. And then for him to be able to fight him, to be able, like, I feel like that was more of a chore for him than fighting the Emperor, like mentally.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. For and the fact that he was still willing to do it, kind of almost wholeheartedly. Yes, he's come back to life. He's been rebirthed by chaos, so he's already full of corruption. But there's that element of humanity still in him there. But he just quashes it. He just goes no.
But there's like there's other Primarchs detect it even before he falls though. So like Vulcan, I think it was on. When did Horus get declared War Master again? What was the name of the planet? Eleanor. So, you know, Vulcan goes to see him to give him a gift, and he pulls back his gift. He doesn't give it to him because he senses a change in Horus even at that point.
That's right. He made him,
I can't remember what it is he made him. He made him
some. It's not a Warhammer or something because he's got it. There's an axe because he's got it. With him whilst he's
I can't remember what it is, but it's something he goes to give it to Horus, but he ends up pulling it back, and it's like, oh, I'm not going to give him that, actually there's something wrong there. But the Khan as well is another one, had a conversation with him on Eleanor, and he detected something back then, that there was something off about Horus. So it shows you that although he didn't turn till much later due to, you know, things like Erebus and that whispering in his ear, but there was something there in his character. So like you say, it was built to fall. Yeah. So it was like you had all these little signs, and even his brothers picked up on it. So I think Horus as like the arch enemy, I think great character.
Yeah, you get
definitely brought hatred, sadness, emotions of all sorts into the books. But
the Lunar Wolves for what they were, like. Yeah, like how cool the Legion they were to begin with, and then how cool some of the characters were from the Lunar Wolves to resist, you know, the lodges, the warrior lodges and stuff, and maintain that loyalty while still trying to be loyal to Horus. And there's so much cool stuff there. It's hard to talk about. Like you have to hate him from my perspective, even being a Magnus fan. You have to hate him for being a you know, who he is and what he did. But there's so many things with this character that you can't really, I don't know, be disgruntled with. Like, he was written so well that you loved him at the same time. You know, he really did create that. Am I loyal? Am I a traitor? And he was written so well in that, in my opinion. So, like, Horus, yeah, great character. He's arch enemy. Kill him. Yeah. Lop his head off.
Send him to the fire. Purge him with flame.
Yeah.